Sekali lagi kami informasikan bagi Bapak Ibu atau peserta yang masih berada di ruangan, kami persilakan untuk memasuki ruangan karena sesaat lagi acara akan segera kita mulai.
Once again, all invited guests who are still outside are invited to enter the room because the event will be started soon.
Baik Bapak Ibu, kita akan mulai acara kita pada pagi hari ini. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera.
Good morning and prosperous greetings.
Yang terhormat Rektor Universitas Negeri Malang, Bapak Profesor Dr. Haryono M.Ph.D, beserta segenap jajaran pimpinan Universitas Negeri Malang. Yang kami hormati, para pembicara seminar, Ibu Dr. Dwi Wulandari dari Universitas Negeri Malang, Mr. Dr. Sahid dari Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia, Mr. Supot Rattanapun Ph.D dari Rajamangala University of Technology Krungthep, Thailand, Profesor Hyo-Jeong dari Department of Educational Technology, Ewha University, Korea, dan Profesor Dani Hermanto dari The Montfort University, UK. Yang kami hormati, para pimpinan universitas dan perguruan tinggi co-host, yang kami hormati, pimpinan Bank Mandiri selaku sponsor kegiatan, dan yang kami hormati, segenap peserta seminar dan undangan yang berbahagia.
Honorable Rector of Universitas Negeri Malang, Profesor Dr. Haryono M.Ph.D, along with all the leadership of Universitas Negeri Malang, Honorable all seminar speakers, Dr. Dwi Wulandari from Universitas Negeri Malang, Dr. Sheerad Sahid from Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia, Dr. Supot Rattanapun Ph.D from Rajamangala University of Technology Krungthep, Thailand, Professor Hyo-Jeong from the Department of Educational Technology, Ewha University, Korea, and Professor Dani Hermanto from the Montfort University, United Kingdom. Honorable all co-hosts from Universities partner of Universitas Negeri Malang, Honorable the leadership of Bank Mandiri as sponsor of the event, and all seminars, participants, and invited guests.
Ungkapan rasa syukur yang tak terhingga, marilah kita haturkan atas rahmat Tuhan Yang Maha Esa, yang telah memberikan anugerah terbesarnya berupa kesehatan, sehingga pada hari ini kita masih diperkenankan hadir dalam acara Seminar Internasional Hasil Pengabdian Masyarakat ke-6 tahun 2024 dengan tema Green Community Service for SDGs, Building a Sustainable Future Together.
Let us express our infinite gratitude for the grace of God Almighty, who has given the greatest gift in the form of health and opportunities, so that today we are still alive to attend the Seminar Internasional Hasil Pengabdian Masyarakat ke-6 2024 in Team Green Community Service for SDGs, Building a Sustainable Future Together.
Hadirin yang kami hormati, mengawali acara hari ini, marilah kita bersama-sama menyanyikan lagu Kebangsaan Indonesia Raya.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to sing the national anthem of Republik Indonesia, Indonesia Raya.
Hadirin dimohon berdiri.
For all audience, please be rise.
Di sanalah aku
Hadirin disilahkan duduk kembali.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Hadirin yang kami hormati, selanjutnya akan kita ikuti bersama laporan kegiatan yang akan disampaikan oleh Ketua Pelaksana HAPEMAS ke-6 tahun 2024. Kepada yang terhormat, Bapak Dr. Otto Fajarianto, M.Hum, disilahkan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda, we will follow the activity report by the Chairman of HAPEMAS 2024, Honorable Dr. Otto Fajarianto, M.Com. Please come forward.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bis Bilukon, Al, Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, and greeting all people. Honorable Rector of Universitas Negeri Malang, Prof. Dr. Haryono M.Pd, along with all the leadership of Universitas Negeri Malang, all of the speaker, Professor Hyo-Jeong from Ewha Women University Korea, Asok Prof. Dr. Sheerad Sahid from Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia, Dr. Wulandari from Universitas Negeri Malang, Asok Prof. Dr. Dani Hermanto from the Montfort University, Asok Prof. Supot Rattanapun from Rajamangala University of Technology Krungthep, the all leadership university as a co-host, the leadership from Bank Mandiri, and all participants on the HAPEMAS. Praise and great only the God I'll make for His grace and for the activity of the SIG International Conference of Community Engagement Outcomes, or is the HAPEMAS 2024 can be had well. HAPEMAS is annually routine activity carried out by the Research Institute Community and Engagement University Negeri Malang. The theme of SIG HAPEMAS is Green Community Service for SDGs, building a sustainable future together. This seminar aims to inspire and empower individuals and community to engage in green community service. Participants will learn about the importance of sustainable practice, how to implement them in their communities, and way the mobilize collective effort to green future. The implementation SIG HAPEMAS was supported by 9 universities as a co-host, including STE Mahardika, Universitas Swadaya Gunung Jati, Universitas Dr. Sutomo, Universitas 17 Agustus 1945 Samarinda, Stikes Bakti Husada Cikarang, STIH Awanglong Samarinda, STTI Sony Sugema, Universitas PGRI Kanjuruhan Malang, and Universitas Kadiri. There were 5 international seminar speakers from 5 countries, from Korea, Malaysia, Indonesia, UK, Thailand. Thank you for coming for Universitas Negeri Malang and join the SIG HAPEMAS. There are 89 presenters registered and 100 participants. The sponsor for SIG HAPEMAS from Bank Mandiri. And while the output of SIG HAPEMAS activity is the publication in international proceeding or journal. Finally, I would like to thank the parties who contributed the initial process of preparation until today for the leadership of Universitas Negeri Malang, our team research institute, community and engagement UM, our co-host university, sponsorship, and especially to all community who have her tirelessly made SIG HAPEMAS lively and successfully. On behalf of the committee, I would like to apologize if during the process of preparation and implementation of SIG HAPEMAS, there is something that is not expected and inconvenience. Success and happy in conference. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hadirin yang kami hormati, berikutnya marilah kita ikuti bersama sambutan sekaligus pembukaan kegiatan oleh Rektor Universitas Negeri Malang. Kepada yang terhormat Bapak Profesor Dr. Haryono MPD, disilakan.
Ladies and gentlemen, continued with remarks and opening of the event by the Rector of Universitas Negeri Malang, Honorable Professor Dr. Haryono MPD. Please come forward.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. How are you today? Today is very, very happy for me because we have chance to meet with you, especially our friend from abroad. And so our student can participate in this moment. I would like to say, because I haven't named the presenter right now, the committee not give me who can present to me, who can speak lots about our topic in hasil-hasil penelitian dan pengertian masyarakat. Because I think start from my idea, the earth, not only for one nation, not only one ethnic, but the earth for all of creature, not only human, but all creature in the world must to be sense, to be developed and live together. So in the bed, how we make a better future, we can neglect the others region. So based on your research and your social engagement, I think there are many value can learn from it. So the first, I think, how we have self-concept and our identity, who are we. If we know about the earth, not only for human, but also for animal, for also the other creature, I think we will do more wise and wiser, and then we can look forward and reach our brain. So our concentration, our focus about research and social engagement maybe will be better. The second, to realize about our concept, we cannot do alone. We must to collaborate it with others, not only among students, among university, but also all of institutions in the world. Represented from media, represented from politicians, represented from government and the others. So collaboration is very needed to us how we can maximize our activities. The third, I think, we have know about innovation. Because without innovation, we can prove how to make our life will be better. Maybe in some area in Indonesia, any funny story about a patient came to market, they sell banana, but while in the market, they look fried banana, he buy fried banana. So when he went to their home, he lost the money. Do you know, adik-adik? Jadi masih ada saudara-saudara kita itu yang ke pasar jualan pisang. Ketika di pasar ada orang jualan pisang goreng, dia membeli pisang gorengnya dan harganya lebih mahal. Dan dampaknya apa? Dia tidak mempunyai nilai tambah, justru uangnya. I think this analog with our competence in the developing country. Usually we focus to extractive economy. Mungkin bagi adik-adik yang bukan berasal dari jurusan ekonomi, yang dimaksud dengan ekstraktif itu adalah tata kelola ekonomi yang mengambil barang dari alam, raw material from natural, without innovation, sehingga kita menjual batu bara kita menjual kopra kita menjual karet kita, tetapi setelah menjadi produk, kita membelinya lagi. So, we haven't adding value. Jadi ini yang salah satu menjadi permasalahan. The problem in this situation, in global context, why several nations profitable than the others. Sehingga terjadi ketimpangan-ketimpangan, bahkan in 1970 years ago, emerged bought dependency theory initiated by several scientists that this is in Latin America. But I think until right now, disparity among the wealth nation and unwealth nation still continue. That is very, very dangerous to our future. Jadi adik-adik, sekali lagi, mari yang inovasi, yang kreasi ini ditingkatkan. Sehingga adik-adik, terutama yang dari jurusan ekonomi, teknologi, maupun sosial, you know that the sustainable development can do maximize without innovation. The first, I think, is more important to others. All of our idea, our consensus cannot realization without action. So we must to be consistent that we have idea, especially ideal life in the future, based on SDGs, Sustainable Development Goal, that cannot attain, cannot achieve without action. The action, maybe we can consider author, one or writer book. The title of book is Post Construction Era, in which in this book he described what how to realize the idea, the green life in life activity daily. Like every day we use our bicycle, also this time our what is meaning is kos-kosan, like dormitory to campus, only 1 kilometer or maybe less than kilometer, we take our motor machine. Why we want to take walk? In this context, maybe in several our building, why only want to upstairs, only 3 grade or 4 grade, we must be a few to be live. This may be small, but it's beautiful and healthy. So we can start from action in daily life. So I think this is can presented in this evening. So a plus as rector on personally very happy to look that conference can be done well by committee. Then, so I would like to and maybe approve with you this conference. We don't know the title because the committee not give me what several contact. How the result of research and social engagement can to be applied and continue. So the conference can be done well by, and then several would speech from Korea, Thailand, and then Malaysia, United Kingdom. Thanks a lot for your support. I hope you can support us how to realize and maximize the SDGs in our institution, in our campus. And with approval of all of you, this conference can be open together. Thanks a lot for your attention. Akhirul kalam. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Mohon berkenan untuk rektor tetap berada di depan podium karena acara akan dilanjutkan dengan penyerahan souvenir kepada narasumber.
And please the Rector of Universitas Negeri Malang to remain in place because the event will continue with the handout of souvenirs to the seminar speakers.
Hadirin yang kami hormati, acara akan dilanjutkan dengan penyerahan souvenir. Untuk itu kami mengundang para narasumber untuk menuju tempat yang telah disediakan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the event will continue with handout of souvenirs and certificates. Therefore, we invite all speakers to go to place provided.
Dan kami mengundang juga untuk Wakil Rektor 3 dan Ketua LPPM untuk mendampingi.
And we also invited Vice Rector number 3 and Chairman of LPPM to take part.
Baik, dilanjutkan dengan sesi foto bersama.
Next agenda is a group photo session.
Selanjutnya kami persilakan untuk kembali ke tempat.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Hadirin yang berbahagia, sebagai ungkapan rasa syukur dan harapan kelancaran kegiatan hari ini, marilah kita menundukkan kepala sejenak dan berdoa menurut keyakinan kita masing-masing. Pada kesempatan ini, doa akan dipandu oleh Bapak Fuad Indra Kusuma, SPD, MPD. Disilakan.
Honorable guests, as an expression of gratitude and hope and today's activities will run smoothly, let us bow our heads for a moment and pray following our respective beliefs. On this occasion, the prayer will be guided by Mr. Fuad Indra Kusuma, SPD MPD. Please come forward.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to lead us into the prayer. So let's pray together. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hamdan syakirin, hamdan na'imin, hamdan yu'afi ni'amah wa yukafi'u mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi jalali wajhika wa 'azimi sultanik. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad salatan tunzina biha min jami'il ahwali wal afat wa taqdirana biha jami'al hajat wa tutahhirana biha min jami'i syai'at wa tarfa'una biha indaka ala darajat. Allahumma firli wa liwaladayya warham wa kama rabbayana shaghira. Rabbi israh li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli waj'alni wazira min ahli. Allahumma arina haqqa haqqa warzuqna wa arina al-batila batila warzuqna. Allahumma inna a'udzubika minal barus wal junun wal juzam wa a'udzubika min syarril asqam. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan thayyiban wa amalan mutaqabbala. Allahumma ya muqallibal qulub tsabbit qalbi ala dinik. Allahumma inna nas'aluka salamatan fid din wa afiyatan fil jasad wa ziyadatan fil ilmi wa barakatan fil rizqi wa taubatan qabla al-maut wa rahmatan indal maut wa maghfiratan ba'dal maut. Allahumma hawin alana fi sakaratil maut. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Fi barakati al-Fatihah. Thank you. Allahumma wafiq ila aqwamit thariq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hadirin yang kami hormati, selanjutnya marilah kita saksikan bersama sebuah persembahan tari yang akan ditampilkan oleh tim tari PK Baut Universitas Negeri Malang.
Distinguished guests, let us watch together a traditional dance that will be performed by the PK PAUD Traditional Dance Team Universitas Negeri Malang.
Hadirin, inilah Tari Beskalan.
Beskalan.
Tari Beskalan berasal dari Malang, Jawa Timur dan berfungsi sebagai tarian selamat datang serta ekspresi ritualik syukur kepada leluhur. Secara sejarah, tari ini dipentaskan selama upacara pembukaan lahan untuk menghormati tanah dan mencari berkah untuk kemakmuran. Istilah Beskalan berasal dari kata bakalan yang berarti dasar atau seni dasar yang dipentaskan di ruang publik.
Tari Beskalan originates from Malang, East Java, and functions as a welcoming dance and a ritual expression of gratitude to ancestors. Historically, this dance was performed during land clearing ceremonies to honor the land and seek blessings for prosperity. The term Beskalan comes from the word bakalan, which means basic or basic art performed in public places.
Baik hadirin yang kami hormati, selanjutnya akan kita ikuti bersama penandatanganan MOA bersama para co-host.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is MOA signing with all co-hosts.
Baik, dan untuk sesi yang pertama adalah penandatanganan MOA LPPMUM dengan co-host. Untuk itu kami mengundang Ketua LPPM Bapak Profesor Dr. Markus Diantoro MSI untuk menuju meja penandatanganan beserta pimpinan dari STIE Mahardika, Universitas Swadaya Gunung Jati, Universitas Dr. Sutomo, Fakultas Ilmu Komunikasi, Universitas 17 Agustus 1945 Samarinda, Stikes Bakti Husada Cikarang, STIH Awanglong Samarinda, STTI Sony Sugama, dan Universitas PGRI Kanjuruhan Malang.
We invited the chairman of LPPM, Professor Dr. Markus Diantoro MSI, and all co-hosts to come forward.
Baik, selanjutnya ini adalah penandatanganan MOA antara LPPM Universitas Negeri Malang dengan co-host dari STI Mahardika, Universitas Swadaya Gunung Jati, Universitas Dr. Sutomo, Universitas 17 Agustus 1945 Samarinda, Stikes Bakti Husada Cikarang, STIH Awanglong Samarinda, STTI Soni Sugema, dan Universitas PGRI Kanjuruhan Malang. Dilanjutkan dengan sesi foto bersama. Dan juga ada penyerahan plakat dari LPPM Universitas Negeri Malang untuk para co-host.
And there's also a handout of souvenirs from LPPM to all co-hosts.
Dan inilah cindera mata dari LPPM Universitas Negeri Malang. Baik, selanjutnya kami persilakan untuk kembali ke tempat.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Dan selanjutnya akan dilanjutkan dengan penandatanganan MOA antara Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia dengan 4 co-host. Kami mengundang juga Mr. Dr. Sheerad Sahid bersama pimpinan dari Universitas Swadaya Gunung Jati, Stikes Bakti Husada Cikarang, STIH Awanglong Samarinda, dan STTI Sony Sugema untuk menuju meja penandatanganan. Dan berikut adalah penandatanganan MOA antara Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia dengan co-host dari Universitas Swadaya Gunung Jati, Stikes Bakti Husada Cikarang, STIH Awanglong Samarinda, dan STTI Sony Sugema. Dilanjutkan dengan sesi foto bersama. Baik, selanjutnya kami persilakan untuk kembali ke tempat.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Baik, ada penyerahan cindera mata. Baik, Bapak Ibu, selanjutnya adalah penandatanganan MOA dari Ewha University Korea dengan co-host. Untuk itu kami mengundang Profesor Hyo-Jeong bersama co-host dari STIE Mahardika, Universitas Swadaya Gunung Jati, Stikes Bakti Husada Cikarang, STIH Awanglong Samarinda, dan juga dari STTI Sony Sugema.
To the co-host, please come forward.
Berikut adalah penandatanganan MOA antara Ewha University Korea dengan Universitas Swadaya Gunung Jati, STIE Mahardika, Stikes Bakti Husada Cikarang, STIH Awanglong Samarinda, dan juga STTI Sony Sugema.
Tanda tangan lo ini. Makan awal kayak online kan. Terus saya nanti tanda tangan.
Dan dilanjutkan dengan sesi foto bersama.
And continued with photo session.
Baik, selanjutnya kami persilahkan untuk kembali ke tempat.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Baik, Bapak Ibu serta peserta seminar yang berbahagia, selanjutnya kita akan masuk ke sesi materi yang pada sesi materi ini sepenuhnya akan dipandu oleh moderator Ibu Mutia Husna Afezara SPSI MSc ME.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda, we will enter the seminar material which will be completely guided by the moderator. Please welcome, this is Mutia Husna Afezahra, SPSI, MSc, MA.
Kami persilahkan kepada moderator.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, and participants who are attending here and also joining virtually. It is my pleasure to welcome you to all the international seminars of HAPEMAS, Hasil Pengabdian Masyarakat with theme Green Community Service for SDGs Building a Sustainable Future Together. The theme of this seminar underscores the critical role of green community service in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs. The SDGs, as we all know, provide a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity in the planet. So By focusing in the green community service, we are actively contributing into more sustainable future. So right now we have two sessions. The outline we have will feature a two-round session, both online and also offline. The presentations by renowned expert in the field of sustainable development goals. We have a diverse group of speakers who will share their thoughts and insights, experience on various aspects of green community service. The outline of this activity will be started into first three keynote speakers who will be joined here directly to share the presentation to you. Following the presentation, we will have a Q&A sessions, and then moving on into the online speakers, who the keynote speakers will join virtually, and then will be following by Q&A sessions. So, to starting our offline sessions, I would like to invite our first three keynote speakers to the stage. Please join with me in the stage and welcoming Professor Hyo-Jeong Ph.D. from Ewha Women Korea University, Korea. And then Associate Professor Dr. Dwi Wulandari, Head of the Center for Regional Research Universitas Negeri Malang. And also Associate Professor Dr. Sheerad Sahid from Universiti Kebangsaan, Malaysia. Would you please appreciate our three keynote speakers in here? Right. To starting our session in the offline session, I will introduce our first keynote speakers. That will be Professor Hyo-Jeong from Ewha Women's University, Korea. Professor So is a renowned expert in educational technology. Her research on computer support collaborative learning, informal learning with technology, supported collaborative learning, mobile learning, human-computer interactions that has made a significant contribution to the educational technology. Today, she will be sharing her insight on environment education for future generation towards empathy, participations, and actions. Professor So, please, the stages is yours. You may give a presentation on here on or in the podium, please.
Okay. Very good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yeah. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come to this very beautiful city, Malang. And this is my honor to be a speaker in this important event. So today I'm going to talk about how we can do environmental education for future generations. My name is Hyo-Jeong, so I'm from Ewha Women's University in South Korea. So this is the outline of my talk. Today I will mainly talk about three things. The first thing is, what is education for sustainable development? And also for that, we can have a roadmap focusing on 5 action areas for education for sustainable development. And I will conclude my presentation about the idea for empowering the next generation for environmental education. These days, we see a lot of global impact of environmental issues. I'd like to share with this picture about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So since these days, we consume a lot of materials, especially the plastic materials, you will see this emergence of 2 marine debris in the Pacific Ocean. One is near to Japan, and the other one is near US. So this field, 2 areas are almost filled with this kind of plastic materials that we consume and then we kind of trash on. Okay? But do you see the impact of this kind of environment issues to yourself? Maybe I didn't realize that until this summer. So in Korea, we really had a hot summer this year. So my mother was complaining about how expensive cabbage is because she has to make kimchi. And for that, she has to buy lots of cabbage. But the cabbage price went up almost like a $20 per cabbage, 20 USD dollars per cabbage, right? Why is that so? Because of really hot temperature this year. So farmers couldn't produce enough cabbage. So LG is the big electronic company in Korea, have this appliance for home, indoor gardening. So in the future, we may need to grow vegetables at home for you to consume because the price of vegetables really going high, right? So let's talk about sustainability and also unsustainability as well. So sustainable development is really the interplay of economic, social, and environmental factors. The paradox is that as we pursue economic growth, as a country want to modernize and develop their economy, it depends on the population and also material consumptions as well. These lead to very unsustainable practices in our life. Like we consume a lot of materials and then produce a lot of unsustainable practices as well. So what we need to do in the future is we really need to make a transition to this ecological perspective, meaning that human is not the center. We have to coexist with non-human actors in our economy and also pursue more sustainable practices in our daily life. For that, what is the role of education? As educators, what can we do? In fact, although we have seen the impact of climate change and many of the environmental issues in our life, we haven't really adapted our lifestyles to more sustainability. We still consume a lot of plastics, right? And also our eating habits didn't really change. What can we do as educators? So there's a concept about education for sustainable development, ESD. You can read the definitions given here. So this definition is given by UNESCO. Many of the resources I'm citing in this presentation are coming from UNESCO publication. So education for sustainable development is really empowering learners take informed decisions and responsible actions for environment. Also, this is a life learning process. So it shouldn't just stop in the school. We should pursue this even after we graduate from the school. And also, it's also social emotional perspectives of learning. But in the national curriculum, many of the countries do not address this issue. As you can see from these figures, 97% of the national curriculum have no reference to climate change. That means the schools do not teach about climate change. Also, 40% of teachers feel that they know what climate change is about, but they don't feel confident about teaching the concept. So in the introduction, we heard about sustainable development goals. How many goals you can see here? 17. So these are the 17 goals set by the United Nations for the whole world to achieve by 2030. So we are already 2024. So we have about 5 more years to achieve this goal. Certain goals are more related to environmental issues. For example, number 12 is material consumption, responsible consumption. Number 13 is climate action. Number 14 is life below water. And number 15 is life on land. So what can we do as educators? This is a really nice resource for educators. What kind of actions that we can take? So this publication by UNESCO suggests 5 actions that we should take. You can see these 5 actions. The first one is advancing policy. The second one is changing the learning environment. Third one is helping educators. And fourth one is empowering the youth. And also the last one is increasing the connection with the community. So today my talk will be around these 5 actions that we can think about. Firstly, let's talk about policy at the very macro level. Educational policy is very important because it kind of determines what we learn in the school. But as I say, many countries' national curriculum do not include climate change, which is a very important topic these days. In Korea, since this is my country, I'm going to cite some examples from my country. We have this policy on act on the promotion and support for environmental education. Because we have this act as a policy, all elementary schools and middle schools have to teach environmental education. So now this is mandatory for students to learn environmental education. And we recently had a revised curriculum. This is the name of the revised curriculum. And these are the 5 areas that we emphasize in the curriculum related to environmental education. So you can see what are the things emphasized in the curriculum. Also, at the policy level, we can think about PISA. So PISA is an international test by OECD. Indonesia also participate in the PISA test. So PISA announced that the next test, which is PISA 2025, the science section will include measures of environmental education competencies. So that means now the science section, agency in the Anthropocene will be measured. So this is the competency that our students need to have, all right? And having this in the PISA test will make impact at the policy level as well, because policy makers will look at the score and then, for example, the score for Indonesia is low, they may need to do something to increase the score. So you can see the PISA test scores in science. This is the test score for South Korea, and this is the test score for Indonesia. So Indonesia need to catch up a little bit. So you want to see what's going to be tested in PISA? So I have a test item, okay, the kind of example. So here you can see this is the test items that students have to solve. Can you see whether you can solve this problem? The question is about environmental impact of eating meat. Okay, by eating meat, what is the impact that we have on our environment? The first one is, what is the major food type provided by eating meat? What is the answer? By the way, PISA is the test for 15 years old students. So since we are all over 15 years old, we should be able to answer this. What is the answer? What is the major food type provided by eating meat? The answer will be protein, I guess. Yeah, we get protein by eating meat. The second question is, name a non-meat food that could also provide the same type of food, right? So instead of eating meat, how can we get protein? By eating? Did someone say kimchi? No, right? By eating, for example, tofu, right? Because tofu is made of beans, right? So it's more sustainable. So because we don't have to, kill the animals. So this is how they are going to test environmental competency in PISA. Second part is the major portion of my presentation is how we can change our learning environment. So I'm going to talk about 3 areas that we can work on. The first one is architectural design. That means where we learn. The second one is curricular design, is what we learn. The third one is pedagogical design. That means how we learn. Let's talk about first one, where we learn, the space. For today, I'm going to talk about number 1 and 3, because number 2 is like about the curriculum, and which is not my expertise. So the space can be redesigned as well, the school buildings. In Korea, we have this Green Smart School project. So we redesign the schools to be more eco-friendly. So I'm going to show you one video clip that went through this Green Smart School project. So the whole school environment is more sustainable. I'm going to share a video clip. Is it okay? I don't think it's been shared, right? Do you hear the sound? Hmm. Uh, maybe the connection is not good. Sorry about that. I cannot play. It's okay. Yeah, I cannot play. Yeah, seems not working. So this is the video player I want to show. And this. Mm. Mhm. Mm. Mm. Okay, so you see the new school environment, the inside, and I think this is not the part I want to show. Okay, this is the school I was referring to. Okay, I think I lost the connection. Sorry about that. I think I lost the connection. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Let me just close it. Yeah. And move to the next slide. Yeah. Okay, I come back to my presentation. Sorry, I only really want to show the how the school looks like. Yeah. The video connection wasn't very good. So let's talk about pedagogical design, the way that we teach, okay? Do you see this polar bear? This is the image in the science textbook. This is the image that we see in the science textbook about climate change. But do you have empathy toward polar bears? If you see in the textbook, do you feel empathy? Really? Because I didn't. The reason is I never seen polar bears, right? I never seen polar bears in my life. How can I empathize what polar bears are going through, right? So the way that we teach environmental issues have to be changed as well. So for example, there are 3 ways that we can consider. The first one is learning by doing. In fact, many people are changing the way that we teach. So for example, this is a project for power environmental STEAM education. And you can see the students learning about climate conditions and how it's going to affect crops like wheat or lettuce and tomatoes, because they cannot go to the field and they have to manipulate some variables. They use this kind of climate simulator. So it's a learning by doing. And also, this is part of my project I did in Korea. So we engage students as a game designer. So instead of learning environment issues in the textbook as a textbook knowledge, they had to design a game to raise public awareness about environment. And these students, they were in the middle school. They used Minecraft. Minecraft is like a kind of game, sandbox game environment, and also Kodyu. Kodyu is a programming language to develop computer games. So this is the game created by the students about marine pollutions and then what we can do to make the marine condition clearer. Also, we can teach the students how to participate. For example, we can use this kind of metaverse, the 3D environment, and then the students can participate in this 3D environment and then experience the future scenarios, like after 50 years later, like how our whole world will change. So what is the impact on our Earth? Because we cannot see them right now, right? So they need to imagine, and this kind of metaverse environment will be able to help them to see the changes. Also, we can teach them how to use data. The students can learn by using data. So in fact, there are lots of data, the big data about environment, okay? Even the temperature and also like waves and many other things, like water, and all this kind of data can be a good resources for students to learn with. So this is the article that talk about how big data give a good opportunities for students to learn about climate change. So by collecting and analyzing this kind of big data, the students will be able to see the trends that will happen in the future. So I show you this kind of different ways that we can teach the students, learning by doing, and also learning by participation and learning with data. So for that, we also need to support our teachers. As I mentioned, many of the teachers do not feel confident about teaching environmental issues. This is the survey from the teachers from 90 countries. And this survey shows whether the teachers receive any training about climate change. And 36 teachers mentioned that they didn't receive any training about climate change. Since they didn't receive any training, it's very difficult for them to teach such topic in the school. How to build teachers' capacity? Of course, we need to provide them more than textbook. Textbook is not enough. So this is an EU project. European Union has this platform for education for climate. This online platform provides lots of resources that teachers can use. And also there's online community for teachers to talk about their issues and their practices openly in this space. The first action area that we can do is empowering and mobilizing youth. Anyone knows this lady, this girl in the picture? Anyone knows her? Oh, she's really famous though. Anyone knows? Yeah, so yeah, thank you for raising the hand. She is really famous. This is the video that I really want to show though. Her name is Greta. She's I think at that time she was 12 years old or 15 years old, around that time. She refused to go to school. And then she did this for climate change. She is an environmental activist known for challenging the world leaders to take immediate actions to mitigate the effect of human-caused climate change. Yeah. So let's try whether we can see this video. Okay. Hopefully we can see this time. Maybe I didn't share the sound. Okay, let me try again. Yeah.
I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean.
Sorry, that
Yet you all come
she's to give you the background, she's making an address to the
to us
world
young
leaders.
people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering, people are dying, entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
Yes, so it's very brave, right? So we need more like her. Like I think the youth need to be really empowered to voice out, because that is the future they're gonna live. Okay? So let me go back to my slide and then finish my presentation. So last action that we can take is accelerating local level actions. Of course, the global impact is really important, but I think we need to really make small actions in our community to make changes. And also this kind of small changes and actions are happening in Korea. And as you can see from this picture, which happened very recently, I happened to pass by this climate crisis rally because it was on my birthday. I happened to be in Gangnam area, and there was a huge people, okay, and then asking for the change, okay, in our environmental protections and all the policies related to environment. So this is my last slide. My conclusion is that we really need to empower the next generation for environmental education. So the next generation need more than knowledge. We can't just teach them textbook knowledge. We need to engage them to really empathize and take actions in their life. So as educators, we need to talk about 3 different things: where we learn the space, what we learn, the content, and also how we learn as well. And for myself, I don't know whether anyone knows this poster, "Don't buy this jacket" from Patagonia. Have you seen this poster? This is a company, the clothing company, and this is the jacket, the winter jacket produced by them. Their advertisement is, ironically, "Don't buy this jacket." Okay. The message they want to deliver to the people is that we should stop consuming materials easily. Okay. We need to really think about what are the things or materials that we consume and buy. And they try to pursue more sustainable consumptions. So stop going for cheap clothing or plastic materials, and then going for more sustainable practices in our life. And this presentation, I hope, give you some ideas how we can transform our education for such actions. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Right. Thank you very much, Professor So, for the enlightening presentations. That is a very insightful content materials that is about the global issues and how educations can contribute into the SDGs by involving curriculum of ESD and education for sustainable development. And also a lot of preference about how Korean school provide learning modeling through the game, big data, and youth mobilization and empowerment. So now let's turn to our next speakers. It is my honor to introduce Associate Professor Dr. Dani Wulandari. For the operator, would you please to share the presentations on the screen? Associate Professor Dr. Dwi Wulandari as the head of the Center for Regional Resource at Universitas Negeri Malang. Dr. Dwi Wulandari is a leading scholar in economy and community service. Her work Dr. Dwi Wulandari is a leading scholar in economy and community service. Her work on community and economy empowerment has had a profound impact in this field. Today, she will be discussing about the green economy and their impact to the SDGs, especially in the community service and actions. So, Dr. Dwi Wulandari, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much for the moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, is it? Yeah. Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Fine. Hungry. You look hungry. I know you look hungry. Okay, I hope when you go outside this room, you will find your lunch. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether you will find your lunch or not, but you look hungry. Okay, so today I would like to talk about, could you go back to my first slide? We're going to talk about engaging communities for a greener tomorrow. Yeah, go back 2 slides, like in the title slides. Thank you. Yeah, so here's also pictures of my colleagues here in Pusat Sumber Daya Wilayah, or we call it as the Center of Regional Resources. So basically, before I'm going to my presentation, I would like to introduce you to my center. What we do basically is we send students to do community service. There are 7 times in a year. We send the students all over East Java, but we also send students to go to other provinces, or we can send students to go to other countries. Whenever there are Indonesian people there, our students would like to help the community. And one of their program is having a community engagement for a greener tomorrow. Next slide, please. So this is my profile. You can contact me if you want to talk about this topic further. Next slide. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about these SDGs. So which SDGs that we are focusing. In the Center of Regional Resources, we are focusing on the 11th, which is sustainable cities and communities. We also focus on the life on land, but now we also focus on the climate action. So there are many assignments that we do in this center. Next slide, please. Yeah, so if you ask me what is the importance of community service, so there are some roles for this community service in achieving SDGs, which is engage local population. You see, Indonesia is very diverse. We have many islands. Lots of people are living in the village, and maybe they don't really have access to knowledge like what we have in these big cities. So our student can go back to the village and give their knowledge and help the people of the community. And if they do their job well, their knowledge will be sustained and the village will be better in the future. And also our children can foster collaboration and innovation. You see, guys, when you study here, there are many knowledge that you think, oh, this is just a simple knowledge. But when you go back to the community, you will realize that there are many people who don't even know about this knowledge. For example, they don't even know that economic right now is going to a more sustainable economic. So if you go back to economic theory, we always focus on economic growth, which we only say that, okay, so economic growth is good. I don't care whether it's hurting the environment. I don't care about the sustainability, but let's go for a higher economic growth. And now we realize that sometimes a high economic growth has a bad impact on the environment. That is why right now we go to a more greener economy. So we try to boost our economic growth without hurting the environment. So it is more sustainable for us and for the future. And also, if we can empower individuals and communities, the job of making a better future, a better environment is easier because when everybody know the knowledge and they are engaging and participating, everything will be better. So there are many people who are trying to be better for the environment. Next slide, please. So what is green economy? As the world transforms with the evolution of technology, climate, politics, and economics, There are interconnected practices which positively balance environmental and social goals for the good of nature, citizens, and business. So leading the way is green economy. It is an economic model that prioritizes the success of human well-being and social equity while reducing environmental risk and ecological scarcity. So when you have this green economy in your mind, you are thinking about a sustainable development. So you are not only thinking about, oh, as long as my welfare is good for right now, I don't care about what happened to my grandchildren in the future. So it means you are still not thinking about sustainability. So the definition of green economy is the practice of sustainable development through the support of public and private investment to create infrastructure that fosters social environmental sustainability. So it is very important. So right now, if you read our economic literature, in the first chapter, they will always talk about climate change. You know, the newest economic literature, they will always talk about climate change and how to make a better economic growth without hurting the environment. So what we do, go to the next slide. Yeah, for example, our children, Tim KKN UM, they create a green village. So they started with a very small steps. For example, they distribute some plants to the house of the village. So this is what they do. For example, they have green village in Dusun Kerajaan. There are many Desa Pakis Jajar. So right now we have 75 village under the Center of Regional Resources, and we try to help all the 75 village. So what is green community service? If you want to do this, what is the definition? So it is a volunteer efforts focused on the environmental sustainability. So for example, if you do a tree planting, if you do a recycling initiatives, if you do a clean up, all the small stuff, all the small steps will add up. So like you don't have to say, oh, I don't have any big programs, I don't have any good technology. It's okay, like you can just like plant the trees or doing the recycle, or like professor said earlier, like stop using the plastic. Well, I see we still using this plastic, but most of the time we are trying our best to be more to be care more about the environment. So you can start with a very small step. Like if you listen to Pak Rector this morning, even by just walking from your dormitory to the campus, it is a small steps, but it will give a big impact to the environment. So that is what we should do. Maybe we should, like be more considerate about this environment. Like, you know that UM is also having this program, UM Green Campus. So I hope you can like care more about this environment and try with a small step. Next slide. Yeah, if you try to link the green initiative to the SDGs, so how green community service aligns with specific SDGs, of course, like I said previously, it will support the sustainable cities and communities. It will also support the climate action. It will also support the life on land. So even though if you just participate in KKN or in Membangun Desa, you will provide support for this SDGs goal. So I think maybe instead of going to other program, maybe you should go with this program because it is once in a lifetime you can have a meaning to people in the village. Like I know that maybe some of you come from the village, you go here, you went to college and you don't want to go back to your village. You want to live in the big city, go in a fancy office or having air conditioner with you all the time. But before that, before you go out to the working space, to your working space, maybe there are one time in your life, go for this community service. I'm trying to I'm trying to encourage you because I know there are not many students who wants to do this. Well, actually, we have thousands of students, of course, but still, if there are more students that participate in this program, it will be better. Next slide. So what is the benefits of participation? Why get involved in green community service? It is not only for the village, but it is also for your personal growth and skills development. Like if you go back to your village, you try to build this green economy, you try to give them the awareness. It is not only beneficial for the village, but it is also beneficial for yourself. You will know more about the environment. You will know more about more than your box. You know, like sometimes I always imagine that we are living in a small box. We don't even know what happened outside our box. Or maybe like they say, you have a tone deaf. So I think once in your life, if you participate in this kind of program, maybe you will go outside your box and you will find, oh, so this is Indonesia. You will find, you know, a better perspective. Maybe there are things that you haven't imagined before, because before I was in this unit, maybe I was just like you. Oh, I like this city life. I like the office kind of life. And then they moved me to this center, and every day I went to this too many village. Like I told you, we have 75 village. Sometimes now I understand more, like if you say that there is no signal, I used to say, oh, you're lying. This is Indonesia. Why don't you have any signal? But when you go to this village, even though it is still the same city as us, like if you go like 2 hours from here, it is still the same city, but there are many differences. Maybe there is no signal. Maybe there are not many students who go to formal school. You will be surprised what happened in many of this village. So it is not only you can develop a green economy, it is not only you can give them the insight of being a better sustainable village, but you can also give many of your knowledge to the community. And then you can also strengthen in our community ties. Uh, like I told you previously, Indonesia is different from other countries. So if you want to compare, for example, why we don't have an education system as good as Finland, for example. But actually, when you compare this is not apple to apple. Why? Because first, we have more people, 270 million people. Not only we have more people, we live in a very diverse area. There are so many islands. I think we have the most island in this world. So I don't think it is easy to give new knowledge or policy when people are living, even though it is the same city. For example, if I told you to go to Donomulyo or to go to Gedangan, for example, it's still Malang, but of course it will have a very different environment and knowledge like what we have in this Malang city. And then you can also give positive environmental impacts, like maybe when they are not participating in any formal education, but because they don't have anybody to look up to, and then you came to the village, you teach them, and then they say, oh yeah, I want to be like them, I want to be like him, I want to be like her. So they want to participate more in a formal education. And then talking about this green economy, now they will understand more that they need to keep this environment for a better future, to be more sustained. So I think if you go to the village, if you participate in this kind of program, you can give so much more than just making the environment greener. It is so much more. I think you can inspire them to have a better life. So this is one of the picture of Tim KKNUM Desa Wonorejo Singosari. I was surprised when I first came to this village because it is only 30 minutes from this area. And then you go there and then you will find that, for example, they don't really participate in school. There are very little number of people who wants to go to formal education. There are so many people who has I'm not really sure how to say it, mental health issue. gangguan jiwa, mental health issue. And then when we came there, and then we think, oh, it's only 30 minutes. What happened if we have to go to other island? Is it, is it like that, or what happened? Then if you go to for this program, you will have a better knowledge, and you can make so much more impacts, and you can make a lot of difference. Let's go to the next slide. And then if we go to challenges and solutions, of course, if we are participating in a green community service, of course, this is always the problem, lack of funding and resources. I know that my students thinks that, I have this program, I have this thing, I have this vision. But when it comes to the funding and resources, there will always be some challenges. But of course, our university also provide funding, but you can also get some corporate social responsibility or CSR for other company. I believe there are many company that want to support you in doing this green community service. And then another challenges is community awareness and engagement. Sometimes because you never go to the village, you just don't know how to interact with them. And then when you came there, they just rejected you. So now you have to learn how to interact with them. This is one of the skill that you can learn. And then what about the solution? Of course, like I told you previously, if you are lack in funding and resources, you can have partnerships. Of course, you can also have education. And of course, you can also have outreach. Sometimes when you have a program, just a small step, but then this program become viral and people wants to participate in the program, your program can go bigger, and then you can have a big impact also. So, like, oh, I don't have the money, I don't have the funding, I don't have the people. So you have to prove first that your program is very good, and then people will follow. It's always happened in Indonesia, it's always happened. So you have to prove your program first, and then you try to get funding from partnership and other company, not only from your university. Next slide. Yeah, so this is the conclusion and call to action. Together, starting from the small steps, we can build a sustainable future. It starts from you. It starts from what you want to do to your environment. You can start from your closet environment, or you can join our program to build a green community. Like you can go to my office, and sometimes, kids needs to be in the 5th semester at least if you want to join this program. But we have so many programs. We have like 45 days in the village. We also have 4 months in the village. I mean, like you can do so much more with 4 months. This curriculum has given us the liberty to choose what to do with our resources. So if you are interested in participating in green community, you should join in our Center of Regional Resources. And also, I would like to remind you that every action counts. So don't worry if my steps is too small. Don't worry if I have no impacts. Don't worry if you do it alone. If you do it with, starting with a small amount of money, every action counts, small or large. So if you can inspire other to build a greener community, to be a better sustainable environment. So I think everybody will also follow you if you're doing great. So don't worry, start small. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for Dr. Wulandari for your insightful presentations. There is some introductions about the green economy, the economic modeling that is balancing between social prosperity and also environmental sustainability. We also heard some preferences about some preferences under the Center for Regional Resource Pusat Sumber Daya Wilayah that established 75 villages coverage by the existing annual program within the university. Actually, this is a very interesting. We need to coming from the small steps and the personal responsibility. Right, and then we will move to the final keynote speaker for these sessions, these offline sessions, that I would like to introduce Associate Professor Dr. Sheerad Sahid from University Kebangsaan, Malaysia. Dr. Sahid is a highly respected expert in entrepreneurship, education, and economic well-being. His working in the entrepreneurship training modules has had a profound impact in the shaping futures business leaders. And right now, today, Dr. Sahid will be presenting about how Malaysians lead environmental projects through the social entrepreneurship. Dr. Sahid, the podium, the stages is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Chuma. I would like to raise my special thank you to University of Malang for having me here today. And also thank you for everyone still different. So thank you for joining this presentations. It's about green innovations, how Malaysian communities lead environmental projects through social entrepreneurship. Okay. So we will explore how local communities in Malaysia actively engaging in environmental initiative through social entrepreneurship. Next. Okay, to begin with, we need to define what is green innovations and what is social entrepreneurship. So green innovations refer to the development of product or process or services that aim to reduce environmental impacts. It also about creating solutions that contribute to sustainable growth while also addressing the pressing environmental challenges we face, such as climate change, pollution, and resource depletions. And for the social entrepreneurship, this is a form of entrepreneurship that focus on problem solving, solving social, cultural, or environmental issues. Okay, and in terms of community-led initiative, social entrepreneurship plays a crucial role by empowering local communities to take actions. It allows us to mobilize resources and address issues that care about leading to be more sustainable, localized solutions throughout. Throughout this presentation, we will explore how Malaysian communities using these tools to lead the way in environmental project in order to achieve the sustainable development goals. Next slide. Okay, let's now look at the environmental issues facing by Malaysia. Okay, some of the key challenges include deforestations, increasing level of pollution, either air, or water, or waste, and the broader impact of climate change. In a response to this, the Malaysian government has implemented various initiatives, including sustainable goals such as national policy on climate change. Additionally, there is a support for green project through grants and incentive, especially for researchers from the universities, and encourage them by doing innovation and action in environmental sustainability. Next. Okay, social entrepreneur play an important role in driving green innovations by balancing both profit and positive environmental impact. They also able to mobilize communities and resources to implement change, often by utilizing eco-friendly technology and tapping into local resources. We in Malaysia, it is important. It's particularly significant as they can tackle environmental challenges at the local level. Social entrepreneurs also the front lines by providing solutions that tailored to the specific needs of their communities, whether it reduce waste, promoting renewable energy, or conserving natural habitats. Next. Okay, this is some of the successful case study in Malaysia. Okay, so here today I will sharing only 9, but I believe a lot of them. Okay, next slide. The case study number 1 by BG Initiative located in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So this is a standard example of green innovation based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So this social enterprise focus on upcycling waste materials into a sustainable product such as furniture, fashion, and fashion item. Okay, and by doing this, they are not only reducing waste, but also providing skills training and employment opportunities to smaller group or marginalized communities in Malaysia. So their success can be attributed to the several factors. First, from the circular economy approach, where they transform discarded material into eco-friendly and high-quality products. Second, they emphasizing empowering communities by training people in sustainable production techniques. And lastly, via collaborative partnership with businesses, NGOs, and local communities by helping them scale their impact and build sustainable business model. Okay, case study number 2. Okay, located in Penang, Malaysia. So where the community-based initiative driving sustainable urban living. So this project focus on renewable energy and organic urban farming by aiming to make cities greener and more self-sufficient. So the key success factors include their community's solar product, sustainable food system, and also promoting urban farming by providing fresh organic produce to local residents. Okay. Next, right? Case study number 3 by Tanoti Craft. Okay, this is from Malaysian East, which is Sarawak, Malaysia, where the initiative in preserving traditional handicraft. I believe also you got in Malaysia. Okay, you have a very large country, very large population. That's why you have a very unique handicraft. I believe that. So by promoting eco-friendly, sustainable product, this project creating job opportunities for rural communities, especially among indigenous women in Sarawak. So the success factors of this initiative, including reviving traditional skills, where indigenous women are trained to produce high quality, eco-friendly craft using sustainable resources. They also improve market access by helping them or by helping a local artisan reach both national and international customers. And lastly, the focus on environmental sustainability, ensure that craft are made using locally sources, sustainable materials, further promoting green practice in the regions. Case study number 4 by Langit Langit Collective. So also from Malaysian East, Sabah, okay, that supports smallholder farmer in rural areas by promoting indigenous rice varieties and sustainable farming practice. So this rice, we call it beras bario in Sarawak. So the initiative success factor include a social enterprise model where farmers are trained in sustainable agriculture, increasing yields while promoting environmental conservation. So the enterprise also focuses on market access and fair trade, connecting rural farmers with urban market to ensure fair prices and sustainable livelihood. The project contribute to biodiversity conservation by preserving indigenous rice varieties and encouraging sustainable farming to protect the local ecosystem. Case study number 5. Okay, sorry. By Kaki Repair by Kaki DIY. So usually for came from youth generations. Okay, it implemented nationwide in Malaysia. Okay, a project that operates nationwide in Malaysia led by Kaki DIY, a social enterprise that initiative focuses on waste reduction by promoting a repair culture. So through community workshop and repair events, they reach individual how to fix the broken electronics, household item, or furniture instead of discarding them. So the success factors for this activity include building community-focused repair movement, which is reduce waste and teach valuable repair skills. Okay, it also create income opportunities for repair experts, supporting both environmental sustainability and economic environment. Number 6 by HAPEMAS Community Garden, located in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It is a urban farming initiative focused on promoting food security and environmental awareness. So this project transforms urban spaces into green areas where local communities can grow their own vegetables and herbs by providing food for household while reducing the carbon footprint associated with food transportations. Okay, so the social entrepreneur aspect in this initiative lies into focus community-based food production, which promotes self-sufficiency, reduce food waste, and enhancing the environmental education through sustainable agriculture and composting technique in urban setting. Number 7, by Donna Sustainability, also in the center of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. A social enterprise based in Kuala Lumpur, their main focus is sustainable fashions and upcycling. So they take waste fabrics and transform them into a new clothing or accessories. Was set them apart in their collaboration with local tailors and artisans or artists. So creating unique product while providing employment and support to these communities. So Donna Sustainability also educate consumer about importance of eco-conscious fashions by promote a circular fashion economy. Okay, next slide. Okay, second last case study by Econite. Okay, they use a social entrepreneurship model to bring sustainability to life through education, advocacy, and action-based project. So Econite leads initiative in areas like waste management, river conservation, and sustainable development. The work closely with communities through workshop, youth program, and corporate partnership to build a long-term awareness and encourage meaningful actions. So what makes them unique is their blend of education and project implementations, offering practical eco-solutions and services for individuals and corporations alike, while helping to protect environment. Okay, the last case study for by sharing is from seaweed planting project in Sabah, also mentioned East. It's a marine conservation project based in Sabah, Malaysia, that focus on marine conservation and sustainable livelihood. This initiative works in coastal communities to promote seaweed farming as an alternative to unsustainable fishing practices. By engaging in seaweed farming, this community are not only reducing their dependence on overfishing, but also helping to restore marine ecosystem. Seaweed farming contribute to biodiversity preservation and acts as a carbon sink by absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So this project create a sustainable income for local communities in Sabah while protecting the marine environment and promoting long-term conservation. Next slide. Okay. So community involvement in green project. So now let's how communities drive innovation in environmental efforts. So local community often takes the lead identifying environmental challenges, which is key for developing practical solutions. So they collaborate with NGOs, social enterprises to tackle these issues, and often rely on volunteers and crowdfunding for funding the activities. Some sectors, for example, for community-driven innovation include urban farming, like I said just now, that promote local food production and waste management and recycling programs that help reduce pollution and encourage sustainability. So this grassroots effort show how communities can be powerful forces in creating innovative long-term solution to environmental challenges. So let's discuss some of the main challenges faced in driving green initiative. First, there is a lack of funding and access to capital, which is limit the ability of community to organize and to scale their impact. There are gaps in awareness and educations, as many people may not fully understand the importance of sustainability, what the meaning of sustainability itself. So finally, regulatory hurdles and bureaucracy and slow down progress, making it harder to implement this activity. However, there are opportunities for growth. The digitalization of green entrepreneurship is opening up new possibilities for innovation and scalability. Like public-private partnership also can offer a valuable resources in support, and also from the international environmental bodies by providing framework and funding to further boost this initiative. Okay, next slide. So the role of education and training. So the truly foster of green mindset, we need to start early by integrating sustainable and entrepreneurship into curriculum at school and universities. By educating young people about green innovations, help to shape the next generation of eco-conscious leaders. It also essential to provide training program for communities leaders by equipping them with the skills to drive sustainability efforts in their own neighborhood. Some great examples include green entrepreneurship modules that teach students how to create sustainable businesses, and environmental stewardship program for youth, which encourage young people to take an active role in protecting environment. This educational initiative are key to building a future where sustainability is the core of every decisions. Next. Okay, future prospect of green innovation in Malaysia. Looking ahead in the long-term visions, Malaysia is laying out a roadmap toward a green economy by aiming for sustainable development that balance economic growth with environmental responsibility. A key part of these visions is strengthening the role of social enterprises in driving environmental sustainability. This enterprise not only address ecological challenges, but also create jobs and empower local communities. Technology also will play a crucial role in these transitions. The adoption of AI and Internet of Things, IoT, is already helping improve environmental monitoring and providing innovative solutions to challenges like pollution and water conservation. This advancement will be critical in supporting Malaysia green economy goals. Okay. As a conclusions, so green innovation is essential for achieving sustainable development. In Malaysian communities and social entrepreneurs are the heart of driving positive environmental change. And to overcome the challenges, we in Malaysia, we need to be more educations of young generation, funding, and provide policy support. As a call to action, we must continue empower communities to innovate and take the lead in building a greener and more sustainable future. All right, that's all from me. Okay. Thank you for your attention.
All right. Thank you for Dr. Sheerad for your presentations that we already heard about the introduction about the green innovations by using eco-friendly technologies and local resources. Dr. Sheerad shares Malaysians local community that is preference about how local and indigenous community leading to producing the several products that might be have a beneficial for the community, such as the urban farm and food security, energy entrepreneurship, and waste reductions. So right now, we will move to the sessions, Q&A sessions. Please feel free to ask questions of any of our speakers in here. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. And if you're more comfortable to sharing with Bahasa, I would like to happy to provide English translations. Maybe in the first sessions, I will invite three my dear college students and in here to question with our speaker. Right? One questions in here. Would you please, there is a microphone for the operator, please. Ya, jadi Bapak Ibu sekalian, silahkan kalau ingin bertanya dengan bahasa Indonesia maupun berbahasa Inggris. Jika ingin bertanya dengan berbahasa Indonesia, saya akan membantu untuk melakukan translate. Mohon disebutkan nama dan juga asal atau fakultas.
Terima kasih kepada moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi. Perkenalkan, saya Wikan Budi Utami. Saya dosen pendidikan matematika Universitas PGRI Kanjuruhan Malang. Dan sekaligus saya mahasiswa S3 Teknologi Pembelajaran. Mohon bantuannya, moderator.
pertanyaan ini untuk Prof. Siswa di sekolah sekarang ini termasuk ke dalam generasi Z yang memiliki kedekatan dengan IoT, gadget, maupun dengan AI. Sehingga ini akan mempengaruhi lingkungan belajar siswa. Salah satunya masalah yang saya temui itu adalah sulitnya ketika mengikuti perkuliahan atau pembelajaran di kelas. Jadi misalnya pada saat perkuliahan atau pembelajaran, ini siswa tidak fokus pada apa yang disampaikan oleh guru ataupun dosen, tetapi mencoba-coba untuk browsing atau memainkan media sosial. Nah ini kan terjadi ke-distract gitu ya. Ini bagaimana cara terbaik bagi guru ataupun dosen untuk mengintegrasikan teknologi seperti IoT, gadget, dan AI ke dalam pembelajaran agar siswa atau mahasiswa di sini dapat lebih fokus, kemudian dapat memahami materi di kelas dan mengatasi kesulitan yang mereka hadapi saat ini. Terima kasih.
Baik, terima kasih Bu Wikan. These are questions for Professor Su from Wikan as a lecturer and also doctoral students in Universitas Negeri Malang. The question is, right now, students dominated by the characteristic of Gen Z who are close to the IoT, gadgets, and also AI. However, influencing the learning environments today makes them not really focusing into the material on the class. One of the problems that we can feel that there is a difficulty to sharing with the students in a characteristic of the Gen Z, and we can try to encourage the question, what is the best way for teachers to integrate the materials, technology such as IoT, gadgets, and also AI into learning so the students with the characteristic of Gen Z can really engaging with the teaching materials, especially when we are want to try to involving curriculum of the SDGs into the educational for sustainable development goals. But Gen Z right now have a very short focusing, especially in the learning process. So how we as teachers and researchers tackle this kind of the problem, especially in the how to make it the learning difficulties much more better for the students.
For the question, I'd like to just clarify the focus of the question. So the question is how to motivate students when we teach about SDG issues using technology. Okay, so my first answer is you don't have to use technology. Okay, so for example, like although I'm coming from educational technology department, I'm not saying that all the educational programs need technology, right? So if you have other ways to motivate students, that is great, okay? But perhaps the role of technology is to engage students in more like a hands-on activities or like making things and creating things, okay? The reason why the students are not really motivated, okay? Think about motivation. When do we get motivated? Generally. When do you get motivation to learn? When you have a clear goal to achieve. And also when you see the relevance of what you learn. When you feel that what you learn is relevant to yourself, you are motivated, all right? But perhaps why students are not motivated, as I say in my presentation, they don't see the relevance of SDG goals to their life because it's too distant for them. So as one of the speakers mentioned that we still use plastics every day, right? And we talk about environmental issues here, right? And sorry about that, but like it's really difficult to change our lifestyles, right? So my answer is, use technology in a way that for them to create something or doing something so they can see the relevance of these SDG goals to their life.
Thank you, Professor So, for the answer. So actually, the attention problem can be tackled by how make it relevant for students without using technology or not, but the clear target or the clear agenda of the learning process would be designed as best as relevance with the students, right? Jadi memang persoalan atensi menimbulkan satu hal yang cukup menjadi isu ya, bukan hanya pada level siswa atau mahasiswa saja, tapi memang memberikan beberapa tantangan ya untuk kita bisa belajar tentang education for sustainable development, dan salah satunya adalah membuat materi belajar itu menjadi relevan sehingga bisa diterima oleh peserta didik atau peserta ajar. Right? Gitu ya Bu Wikan. We will move to the other questions. If there are any questions, Bapak Ibu, my dear students and also my dear colleague, if you have any interest to, oh okay. Is this from online participants or online participants, right? Okay. I would like to read this question from Friska, a lecturer at Ikhlas Nursing Academy Bogor, West Java. The question is, I would like to ask Mrs. Dwi Wulandari, I'm very interested in the discussion related to green economy. What are the challenges faced in the implementing green economy in the village? Please, Dr. Wulan, to share your answer.
Okay, thank you. The question is, what are the challenges we are facing when we are talking about green economy, especially in the village? So based on my experience, of course, this is not in general, but some of my experience would, sometimes people in the village don't have the awareness. For example, like this, one time I went to a village and most of the people in the village would throw their trash into the river. And then when we asked why, because everybody does it. I mean, if I'm the one who didn't do that, where should I throw this trash also? And what should I do with this trash? And if I'm not doing it, everybody's still doing it. So there will be no difference. So I think that is one of the most common what happened. And then we try to educate them like this is not good when you throw this trash into the river. It will have a massive impact to the environment. But also not only that, I think there are sometimes things that needed to be doing like in a level of regulation, or what I should say, kelembagaan, institutionally. Like they do that because they don't know where to throw the trash, or the government doesn't have a good mechanism in recycling this trash. So it's not only that we try to improve their awareness, we also try to say to the local government that they have to have a better system. Sometimes you cannot only blame the people, but sometimes it is in an institutional level. So that is the first challenges. And then the second challenges, many people in the village are trying to keep up with their bare minimum money to live. So for example, like if you want them to move from a product that is more environmental friendly, but it is more expensive, they will not want to do that. Why? Because, my money is, this is the amount of money I have. I have I don't have any other money. So if you want to make me use a more environmental friendly product, you have to make it cheaper. Well, of course, we are dealing with in green economy. One of the challenges is moving from a conventional economy to a better, a greener, sustainable economy. Of course, at first it will be costly. For example, like you know, I'm going to give you an example like what happened in Hong Kong. So this year I went to Hong Kong to give education to our migrant workers. And then when I actually the public transportation in Hong Kong is very good. But one day it was raining heavily and I have to go to the airport. So I called an Uber. And then when the Uber came, it's a Tesla, like the newest Tesla. And I was like, oh my God, this is my first time at the newest Tesla. You know, Tesla with the door that is open up to, you see, like a Lamborghini, you know? Yeah. So, and then I'm asking to the driver, why would you be an Uber driver if you drive a Tesla? I mean, like in Indonesia, if you drive a Tesla, it's like people with a very high economic condition. And then he answered that most of the people here likes to buy an electric car because the government gives subsidy to the electric car because at first the cost of buying this car is very expensive. At that time, if I put it in Indonesia rupiah, it will be 2 billion, 2 miliar, yeah. But he said by counting the number, the amount of gasoline that he can save up because gasoline price is very expensive in Hong Kong. So when he counted all, at the long run, it is cheaper if he use Tesla more than if he use other vehicle that is using gasoline. So what I'm trying to say that at first, when you go to a greener economy, it will be costly in, you know, like in the transition era because there are many, many things that you have to pay. But in the long run, it will be better for you. And this awareness is the thing that we have to uh, talk about to our people because not many people understand this. We like to think in the short run. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because John Maynard Keynes said, in the long run, we're all dead. So that is why people are talking in the short run. But actually, uh, when you try to do an economic thing, you have to think about the long run. You have to think about what will happen to your grandchildren. Will this environment still be okay for them? So when you think about it, I think it will be better and we will have a better mindset. So I think that is the challenges that we face when it's happened in the future. Thank you.
Yes, it's very interesting. That is, these issues need to be more tackling from the inner. What is that? The mindsets before we are having the small action, but the right mindset should be having from the as a personal responsibility. And maybe there is a one participants in here would like to ask or want to share their thoughts or their experiences during doing green actions in the community or even or maybe my students they having the experiences in the KKN. Please share your thoughts because in here we already hear several preferences from the how the Korean modeling school involve the curriculum of the educations for sustainable development goals and also some preferences from the local community and indigenous communities in the Malaysias really concerned in the environmental actions that is not only depends on the policy, but is really organic from the local community. And also from Dr. Wulandari is sharing about what is the challenge. It's a very, very thoughtful to make the challenge to imply in our everyday lives. Mungkin ada Bapak Ibu yang ingin bercerita gitu ya di lembaganya barangkali terkait dengan komunitas atau berkaitan dengan pengabdian masyarakat yang sudah dilakukan, dipersilahkan. Atau mungkin ada adik-adik mahasiswa, ada yang mau sharing ya. Sekarang ini banyak sekali campaign and awareness about the environmental change, such as a zero waste, that is our brand skincare already there is an empty trash for the bottle that you've already using. So it's a part of the how to involve the awareness into the everyday life. Maybe from the online participants, I also invite from online participants that might be want to share their idea directly, not in the column commenter. There is also if there are any access. Okay, from Buris Friska, yeah. Thank you for your explanation, Mrs. Wulandari. Okay. Question? Okay. Yes, please. Bapak Ibu minta tolong mic-nya. Ya.
Hi, thank you. So actually, my question is not for any specific speaker, but thank you for the presentation. So, based on my observation on all the presentations, so I saw that there's a emphasis on empowering students and future generations, but at the same time, I did not see any emphasis on what's being done in the past, like how did the corporations or the governments went wrong. So it's amazing to see how there were examples from Korea for the sustainable model of schooling, the examples from Malaysia, also from Wulandari about having campaign programs, and I've seen many more examples as well. Like even in Bali, there's a green school. In India, there's a whole city that focuses on living life alternatively. But all these examples were actually pretty much not really integrated into the mainstream way of living or studying. So my question would be that you know what what can be done to really integrate all these examples into having a more mainstream setup, or really integrating them into the mainstream way of living life and education as well, because you know we are all kind of stuck in the system where there are larger corporations and governments who run the scene. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Would you please say your name and where you come from?
My name is Soham Jain. I'm studying development economics. I'm from India.
Okay, thank you for the questions. The questions is there is a lot of reference that's already speakers shares about design projects, but how make it integrated into more sustainable activities or daily activities? Would you please to share the idea of how to or the strategy to make it a more sustainable in our daily activities? Please from Dr. Sheerad first, would you please do sharing?
I think here in Malaysia uh, we have done some of the courses in university, which is we are trying to embedding the sustainable development goal is some of the objective of the courses of the program. Okay, and how lecturer embed in their teaching and learning by asking or by instruct
students to write a report regarding their perceptions, their knowledge about the sustainable development goal, but they need to pick uh, one of those 17 pillars. Okay, and must be related with the courses they are registered for. Okay, from the school levels, some of schools in Malaysia, we are now practicing that every year, at least one classes will go outside. Okay, we go to the seaweed farming to educate students how to make a product from the seaweed, or how to make a product from the cocoa, for example. And for the secondary school, we have I think same here in Indonesia, we call it lawatan sambil belajar to the industry. So the terms of industry usually came from those social entrepreneur who focusing on reaching or achieving the sustainable development goals.
Yeah, I think that's a really good question that I don't have an answer, but I think we all have to think about. So far, we have seen the focus of cases, right? Some school change, or some schools adopted this kind of program or project, or why we didn't change ourselves, right? And also why this kind of innovative approach cannot be adopted to the wider range. So I think you made a really good point. We tend to be very short-sighted, meaning that we only pursue the goals that we can see, right? But think about environmental impact, right? We cannot see it clearly right now. That's why we cannot change our behaviors on our daily routine. And also the second point that you made is about the investment. So I introduced the school redesigning project, the Green Smart School project in Korea, right? So although I couldn't show you the video clip, the schools look really amazing. Okay, you want to be in the school, but it's only small number of schools. We still have school buildings not very eco-friendly because the ministry or the government do not have enough funding to upgrade all the schools, right? So, but the positive side is that I think the changes are happening gradually. Okay, I see more people adopting more sustainable and eco-friendly practices in their daily life. Try to bring water bottle instead of using this kind of plastic bottles, and also stop buying things just for material consumption, and try to invest a little bit more for sustainable materials. So I think the changes are happening. It's just that it's been slow.
Okay, I agree with you, Professor. So, but actually, in UF, Universitas Negeri Malang, we also we are now we have like this green campus. Actually, there are many things that is already done here in Universitas Negeri Malang to achieve this green campus. If you notice, like few years ago, when you go to a campus, you will see there are many. I call it spanduk. How you call it? Posters. Yeah, but it's from yeah, you know spanduk, right? Okay, so I don't know how to say it in English, but years ago when you come here, you would see lots of spanduk everywhere, like because there are flyers. Yeah, it's not really like a flyer, so Yeah, it's like a banner, but like for example, when there is this kind of conference, welcome professor, so it's like in one banner. But you see, there are so many things happening in this campus, so there will be so many banners in just one day. And tomorrow it will be gone, changed by another banner, and it goes on and on and on. There are so many resources that are wasted there. But now we only have this one Videotron for everything. So if you want to promote everything, you can use them. So that is one of the example. And then the second, you see, we have so many water water refill, because we are expecting you to bring your own bottle and you can refill it everywhere in the campus. And then we are now, most of the time we are paperless, but sometimes when I'm afraid that my student will cheat the answer, I ask them to use paper. But yeah, most of the time we are paperless, and it is really saving all of the resources. And then, like your report, your scriptsy, your thesis, everything will be online, so we can save many paper and woods and everything else. And then, of course, you have to keep the campus clean, try to use resources as effective, as efficient as you can. And it is happening right now. And then we also have car-free day. So like every Friday, there are no cars or motorcycle that can go inside of this university. You have to walk, and maybe if you start walking in one day, maybe you can start doing it in another day. So I think there are many things that we do to create a more greener and sustainable campus. And if this campus already start, you can also start with yourself in your environment, in your dormitory. Like small steps. Don't use motorcycle to go everywhere. If it's on a distance walking, then just walk. Yeah, we don't really, yeah, it is the different with South Korea or another country like Hong Kong. Indonesian doesn't walk. When I was like in Korea or in Hong Kong, I would walk like 20,000 steps a day, and it's fine. Here, you go from this building to my building, people use motorcycle. I don't know why, but it is happening. So I hope like you can start, you can start small, start from yourself, educate yourself, and educate people around you. The campus is already going to a green campus, but your environment, you can start also with everybody in your environment. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this sharing session, Professor Dr. Sheerad, Professor So, and also Dr. Wulandari. So yes, there is a lot of changes there is a lot of challenge to make small changes, but stimulating behavioral changes isn't easy, because we know that we have to face with uncomfortability. We might not used to doing like that. Therefore, at least as institutions, the policy can stimulate by subsequent strategy from the low level of the activities into the more design activities. I guess this is the end of the first round of sessions in offline sessions. Thank you for our esteemed keynote speaker for their insightful discussions. Professor Hyo-Jeong So, Associate Professor Dr. Dwi Wulandari, and Associate Professor Dr. Sheerad Sahid. As we conclude our offline sessions, I would like to request that our speakers return to their seats, and we will now transition to our virtual keynote speakers. But before this, let's appreciate our keynote speakers today. right? We're moving on to our online sessions. We are delighted to welcome our virtual keynote speakers. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Dani Hermanto, CENG MIED FHEA from the Montfort University, United Kingdom, and also Dr. Supot Rattanapun, Ph.D. from Rajamangala University of Technology, Krungthep, Thailand. That's already joined with us, Dr. Dani and also Dr. Supot.
Yes, we are ready.
Right. Good morning, fairly early morning from United Kingdom, Dr. Dani Hermanto, and also good afternoon, Dr. Supot Rattanapun. We are honored to have with us today our first virtual keynote speakers, continuing talking about the Sustainability Development Goals. The first virtual keynote speakers, Dr. Dani Hermanto, CNG MIED FHEA from the De Montfort University, United Kingdom, will be sharing their thoughts about the green technology. His expertise is in the engineering and technologies, especially vehicle aerodynamics, healthy building, renewable energy, and so on. For Dr. Dani, are you ready to share your presentations?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Right. So the time is yours.
Can you hear me though? Can you hear me or not? Hello?
Yes, we
Oh,
can hear
okay.
you. Right.
Thank you. Right, I'm going to start this one, but it will not be very long. So, I've been asked to present this presentation on the green technology innovation for sustainable future. But before I do that, good morning, everyone, and also Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all of you. So, but now I'm being asked to actually looking at the focus on community implementation in Indonesia. And yes, I am the associate professor in aeronautical engineering, so my background is automotive, but I moved to aeronautical, and mostly it's on aerodynamics of the vehicle and materials. So the next one will be... So I talked to you all about the Montfort University, which is Universitas Negeri Malang is going to do the memorandum of understanding with us. So I think I'll let you know about us, the Montfort University. So we actually founded in 1870. It was School of Art. And then we changed to become the university in 1992. So we have very long history, and now we have 26,000 students and 2,600 staff. And we located right over there, which is in Leicester. So this is London, that is Manchester. So we are exactly in the middle of the England, not the United Kingdom, but in England instead. So this is about me. So I born and grew in Surabaya, and I got my PNs or Strata 1, which is from Mechanical Engineering at ITN Malang, which is next to you. And then I do my PhD for 2.5 years at Coventry Uni. And then become lecturer at W University for 19 years, including become the acting deputy head. I've done the 4 PhD completion. And I think last year I have to stop to become a young professor for Polytechnic Perkapalan Negeri Surabaya. Anyway, that is me. So rather than asking, but that is my very quick one. So the introduction on to green technology. So what is green technology actually? So it's basically it's an innovative method and a product that aim to conserve resources to reduce the environment impact, for example, promote sustainability. Also, it encompasses the various sector, including renewable energy, for example, waste management, sustainable agricultural, and energy efficiency. So they're supposed to be what we call the green technology, most of them. And then why is it critical at this moment? Because everybody now moving to the green technology. So because the climate change become very extreme, so some of them have a rising sea level, biodiversity loss, the need of sustainable practice that never been more urgent. For example, in Indonesia, we are a tropical country rich in biodiversity, in a particularly vulnerable to environment degradation. So we have to be very careful a bit on that. But I will talk that one later if there is any questions. And global relevance and local focus. So we're looking at where the green technology become a global, but we're looking only in Indonesia. What can we actually do in Indonesia? So we have integrating green technology to the community, for example, practice can directly address the local environmental changes or challenges and leading to ecological and also hopefully will improve the economic from that. Now, the overview with this is the environmental challenges for Indonesia. Is basically a key environmental issue in Indonesia is first is we already happening now with this deforestation. With this Indonesia is supposed to have a very large or the highest rate at this moment, highest rate of deforestation in the world. So driven by the logging, the agricultural, especially with for the palm oil and infrastructure development. This result in habitat losses and contributes to climate change. Also, we got marine pollution. Indonesia mostly are an island, so we got a lot of coastline, and yet it's plagued by marine pollution, especially with plastic waste. And that is very famous in the world, that we are actually have a lot of plastic waste in the coastline. And archipelago is among the largest contribution to ocean plastic, affecting marine life and local fisheries. Urban air quality, so this is one of them, is a lot of air pollution, especially in the city of Jakarta, and also last time when I went to Indonesia in November, is in my own city with Surabaya, is also we can feel the air pollution when you get used to live in the UK and then you visit Indonesia, then you can feel that the air pollution is quite heavy, especially when you open the window of the car and then try to pop your head, then you can feel that one. So what the challenges do we actually going to have in there? So Indonesia heavily relies on fossil fuel for energy, leading to high carbon emission. So that means we will have a waste management system in many communities which is underdeveloped, resulting in littering and improper disposal. And that has happened until now. I don't know how you solve that problem yet, not in this moment, but we will see how we're going to do that. And on the local community, we hopefully will become the pivotal in addressing these challenges. So their involvement in the conservation initiative can lead to more effective and sustainable practices, which is usually will be tailored on one particular area. So you're not going to apply to another area for the rest of them. So usually just stay on one thing or one area. And what the actually technological innovation supporting sustainability? So the renewable energy innovation, so we can actually do, for example, solar energy. Yeah, Indonesia has plenty of solar energy. Yes, because we are in the equator, so hopefully every houses can actually have their own electricity. But we are actually depending a lot on the PLN, which is the electricity company owned by the government. And the project, for example, like PTLS, which is a Pembangkit Listrik Tenaga Surya, provide a solar panel to rural area, reducing reliance on diesel generators. For instance, the solar power for all, for example, as an initiative, for example, it will hopefully will increase the energy access for thousands of families in remote regions because, for example, not everybody live in the reaching area for the electricity. Micro hydropower, we have plenty of rivers that we can actually implement a small hydro electric projects that hopefully will give the community a reliable and renewable energy source. For example, unlike on the West Java, where local initiative has successfully generated electricity for off-grid villages. And also there are some organizations in Indonesia that actually only concentrate on providing micro hydropower to villages. I think that was also commended by the President of Indonesia, that she actually has increased the number of rural area or villages to have electricity off the grid. How about the energy efficiency? So smart grids, this digital system, optimize energy distribution and reduce losses. Smart meters can help consumers manage their energy usage more efficiently, contributing to lower bills and reduce energy consumption. So this is happening in the UK already. So every house now we have a smart grid. We can also actually looking at how much bill we actually pay daily or hourly by looking at our smart grid or digital system. Waste management technology. So innovate in waste to energy technology allow community to convert organic waste into a biogas, providing sustainable energy source and reducing the landfill waste. For example, the Jakarta waste to energy plant in an example on this technology. And my research is mostly on this one at this moment, which is converting the vegetable waste into a solid biomass with at the university in Indonesia. So how do we actually going to implement the green technology in Indonesia? First, we might be able to actually use the solar energy project in remote area, which is like I say before, or I mentioned before, that we have already with this what we call Kita Bisa, or Kita Bantu Inovasi Solar, provide solar panel to villages, leading to reduce energy costs, improve quality of life. That means the social welfare will go up, and the economic welfare also will be going up as well. That make it have a better life and longer life as well. So community members are trained to install and maintain their system, ensuring sustainability. So we have to teach them and train them as well. Next is sustainable agricultural technology. So we use the precision farming. It is actually happened a lot in Vietnam. This one, which is they actually use a precision farming. So they use a drone sensor to help farmer optimize water usage, and also in China as well. And fertilizer application, for instance, a farmer in Central Java are using a smart irrigation system to monitor soil moisture and apply water only when necessary. So that means we actually conserve the water resource while boosting the yield. And grassroots recycling program, we can actually start what we call with the bank sampah or waste bank. Encourage household to segregate waste and earn reward for recycling. I think this one happened in America. In the UK, we don't have this kind of way of doing it, but maybe in Indonesia, and also I think in Surabaya, you can actually pay the bus by using a bottle. The bus fare. This initiative has improved community awareness and reduced waste while also providing the income opportunity. So what is the strategy we need to use? So first, we have to do the public-private partnership. So collaboration between the government, the NGO, private company can provide funding and resources for green projects. Successful partnership, for example, in renewable energy initiative, can help the scale solution effectively. And then we go into the education. So we give them the training on what benefit and usage and how to maintain of the green technology are essential. So we can create more workshop basically for the community so they actually understand properly on how to manage them. Then the government also need to, for example, use the initiative of a tax break, for example, on the green technology investment. So hopefully that will promote the renewable energy and waste reduction. And then the business and community will start to participate a lot more and actively as well. Now, community-led, this is most also happening in Indonesia a lot. That, a lot of the NGO and also community and university as well, actually encouraging local solution for sustainable allow communities to tailor innovation to their specific needs and foster the owner and responsible. So the conclusion of my speech at this moment, with this hopefully will be 30 minutes now. So a green technology presents a significant opportunity for sustainability in Indonesia, particularly when implemented at community level. Innovation in renewable energy, waste management, and sustainable agriculture can drive positive change. So what we're going to look forward for it. So hopefully future of green technology in Indonesia relies on collaborative effort between communities, government, and private sector to scale innovation and address barriers. So the call for action will be to engage with the policymaker, businesses, and local leaders to foster green innovation by supporting grassroots initiatives. We can empower community to embrace sustainable practice, and that will become sustainability begin at the grassroots level. Together, we can innovate for a greener future. So that will be mine, almost about 30 minutes. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Dr. Hermanto, for the enlightening presentations. Participants, please give appreciations for Dr. Hermanto, because we already heard about the several topics related with the Indonesian environmental challenges, technological innovations, supporting sustainability, and the introductions to green technology. Now, let us turn to our attention to Dr. Supot Rattanapun from Rajamangala University of Technology, Krungthep, Thailand, who have expertise in the both business area and educational area. His concern covers several sectors such as digital business, technology, and marketing, also business transformation, digitalization of education, and strategy and policy. To Dr. Supot, hello, are you ready to share your presentation, Doctor?
Yes, thank you. Okay, wait a minute.
Yes,
You
please,
share my
stages is yours.
Yep. Okay, can you see my PowerPoint? You have a. Hello, can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, good morning for the researcher and some of the academics. So for today, I would like to sharing about the green human resource management in the for the sustainability university. So this means this is my research paper. That I have did before in the Thai university. So, okay, before my presentation, I would like to introduce myself. I graduated from the Ph.D. level from the educational management from Chulalongkorn University, and also I'm graduate both of Ph.D. level in business administration from Southeast Asia University, and both of master degree in management, MBA, and master of education. So this means I am specialized both of education and business administration. Also for the research paper about like green human resource for sustainability in Thailand, we found that the green human resource management practice to the university sustainability through sustainability impact and green commitment. So this means this study we found in the field of environmental management and also to improve like for the sustainability university in Thailand University, and also for the research like for the introductions and the research background from my paper. That is mean you will see for the look like for the human resource management and green human resource management and sustainability. They are related both of look like in the dimensions of the well-being, workplace happiness. So that means for this paper, I would like to present the theory of the green human resource management. It should be include the worker well-being in the emerging economies. And also you will see like for many factors, maybe impact on the sustainability university, like for the like our workforce, like our well-being, or maybe like we found or almost all of the research paper focus on the human resource management, but it not related in the sustainability university in Thailand. So that means for this paper, we try to study about how green university will be affected from any factors like a relationship between green human resource management and worker green behaviors. And also we will analyze the relationship between green human resource management practice and well-being is mediated by the levels of the work green behaviors, and also study the relationship between green human resource management practice and worker level with well-being. And also for my paper study about the mediating roles of green commitment via with the top manager support on sustainability in university. And also for the briefly detail about my paper for the hypothesis, we have like 4 hypotheses of this research paper, like to study the relationship between green human resource management practices and worker green behaviors, and relationship between green human resource management practice and well-being is mediated by the levels of worker green behavior, and study indirect effect between like green human resource management practice and worker level, and also study like a mediating roles of green commitment via top management and sustainability university in Thailand. Also, this look like for the abbreviations and acronyms of the look like for the EI, EM, EMS, or ES, or GHR, like green human resource, GHRM, and human resource HR. For the details of the research method, like I collect the data from 270 workers from 9 universities in Thailand. And also for the green human resource management has a favorable and substantial impact on worker well-being and the mediator loan between like for the green human resource management and sustainability university in Thailand. The 4 variables to study like a green human resource management practice, resource commitment, and work green behavior, work subjective well-being, and green commitment, top manager, and university sustainability. Also, that's mean from the look like for this paper, I identify into 4 phases of this paper. That is mean for this paper, maybe focus on the top management support on the sustainability university in Thailand. So that means in the idea of green human resource management, we found the related research about the top management is high impact on the sustainability in the university in Thailand. So this means this variable is very important in the policy maker, like why top management will be support on the sustainability university. So this means for the another control variable, we have like a 4 control variables of this paper, like gender, like employee age, education, gender. Also for the result of the research paper, we found that for the green human resource management practice, maybe effect on the sustainability university, and also for the resource commitment, maybe effect on the sustainability university also, and employee green behavior and subjective well-being effect on the sustainability university also. And also when we focus on the top manager, the top managers is effect on the green commitment and also the mediator of the green commitment between top manager and university sustainability significantly. So this means in the research paper, we found it's very important, like a top manager, top management, and the sustainability related and impact on the sustainability university. So this means from the research paper, we suggestion that is mean in each university, almost of the public university and private university, the top management should be support on the sustainability university. And also another variable like for the like a commitment. So this means related. I think from the research paper, maybe it look like for the university, like the president of the university, or maybe the management team of each university. One, we focus on sustainability university and green human resource management. That is mean for the management team or management board of university should be support on the sustainability university from the research paper. And also for the contribution, I think for this research paper will be applied and maybe implemented to another university, not only for Thailand, maybe another university that we will focus on the green university or sustainability university. And also this is my research paper I would like to share for all of you about the for the green human resource management with the sustainability university in Thailand. And this is my to share all of you about the research paper. I would like to say to thank you for all of the researcher. And I hope that for all of the research paper or the main idea of the green human resource management maybe contribute to all university and we hope to see the sustainability of each university around the world. Okay, thank you very much for listening.
Right, thank you so much for Dr. Rattanapun for your presentations. Please give an appreciation for Dr. Supot Rattanapun. That we've already heard the presentations both from Dr. Hermanto and also from Dr. Rattanapun that is concerning in the issues of the pro-environment for workplace people. Now, I would like to give an opportunity for the participants in here or online participants to maybe have a question for the speakers. The committee, could you please help if there are any online participants who wants to share their ideas or questions? There is one question. Yes, please. Please say your name and the institutions.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Rani Destiawa Yuningsi from Universitas Negeri Malang. I would like to deliver this question for Dr. Dani. As we know that nothing in this world is free, and the implementation of green tech as well causes a high cost and funding. Besides, moving from conventional energy to green energy will cause a carbon emission itself. For example, the construction of the solar panel will consume a lot of energy from fossil fuels. And what is your opinion about this matter and how to address it? Thank you.
Thank you, Raya. You can answer the questions of Raya, Dr. Dani.
Thank you for the questions. It is, everything in the world is not free, but let's put it this way. If, for example, people like to think that the electric vehicle is the greener than the ICE, internal combustion engine, yes. But in fact, to produce the electricity, the batteries itself, it actually involve a lot of energy behind it, from mining and so on. However, in the UK itself, all the government do is to give us now about 1/4 of the funding that we have to change our boiler. So because the UK is pretty cold, we have a boiler. This is first an example. And we have to change it to a heat pump. Heat pump costs approximately about 30,000. The government only gives us £7,500. The rest we have to pay in credit, yes. And that is not many people taking it because it's still expensive technology. The same, like I say, with the electric vehicle. Before, it was very expensive. It will get cheaper. And the government in the UK, in the solar panel initiative, we actually give them a lot more funding to actually get the solar panel in the house. And the house will actually supporting the on-grid national. So national grid will actually provide it electricity or get given electricity by the house. If you're talking about how much it costs to produce the solar panel, nowadays solar panel doesn't cost a lot. The one that costs a lot now is the batteries instead, the technology. So to create the solar panel itself is not that expensive. And most of the university in the UK now have a lot of solar panels as well. And also the wind turbine, which is a bit noisy. So in terms of the cost, yes, it will cost a lot of money. But at the end of the day, it's not the cost actually we're thinking about, is the life after. Is what we need to think. How are we going to recycle the lithium battery, for example? Nobody knows yet. Yes. And energy consumption to actually produce that is also expensive. as well. How do we reduce that? And also the solar panel, what happened when you actually finish using it? Where are you going to dump it? Nobody knows yet. We cannot recycle it yet. So in terms of cost, yes, it will cost us a lot of money at this moment, yes. So, but still, other than we using a fossil fuel, if we can actually get the solar panel and the electric in much cheaper way, then we will pursue that. So then we will reduce the climate change in the world, which is happen in most of the country in the world. I hope that answered the questions.
Right, thank you, Dr. Dani, for the answer. So transitional energy to green energy might be affected to the high cost. So it needs a stakeholders like a government commitment to make it, to provide like access and prepare the ecosystem, right? Yes, and this is might be the final opportunity you to having a questions in these sessions. Is there any online and offline participants to want to join and sharing their thoughts or opinion? Or if there is no questions, I will give a question for the board of the speakers today. Is that okay?
Of course.
Okay, right. So there is some innovations cannot be realized because of the policy burden. Do you have any suggestions or what kind of the best ecosystem to make a policy that will be ready into the tackle shifting regulations, even from the perspective of the green technology and also from the perspective of the pro-environment workers that already shared by Dr. Supot Rattanapun? Could you please to share the thoughts about how to encourage the ideal policy for this kind of the situations?
Okay, thank you very much. So it's a good questions and it's a big problem. So that's mean I think for in the dimensions of the policy, like in Thailand. So this means for the government in the government level. This means we have an regulation about the green environment, about the sustainabilities. That is mean we must to follow, look like for the policy from the world, and the regulation may be followed in the dimensions of sustainability, and also in Thailand for the government. So this means we have a lot of regulation in Thailand, like for in the levels of the university, in the levels of the like for the green university. The government in the government level, like the Ministry of the higher education. So this means they have the policy. All university should be go to the green university in the next 10 years. So this means look like the same direction for all of the university should be belong to. This is the levels of the like for the government, and then in each university, both of the public university and for the private university, once we got the same direction from the levels of the government. So this means all university, we try to create look like for the strategy and strategic of the green university in the dimensions of environment. So this means I think this is a good idea. That is if the policy in the levels of the government and also issue the regulation or the rules. That is mean for another level, like in the another level, like for university level. So this means we should follow in the same direction. And also in each of faculty, like faculty of engineering, faculties of business administration. So this means when we got the same direction in the dimensions of the green university or the environment or just like a reduced technology or something like this. So that means I think this is in the future, it easy. I think I hope it should be success in the future because like the the levels of the policy maybe in the same direction. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you for the insightful answers. And then how about from Dr. Hermanto, would you please to have any answers?
Right. So I'm going to take the example of the UK policy. Yes. This is an example that I have a funding for about 6 million pound. I mean 6 million rupiah for 10 months. In the UK we have what we call a stove. Yes, stove is look like what you call it in Indonesian language. It's like pembakaran, tungku pembakaran untuk pemanas ruangan for the heating for the house. Now the funding is very funny, to be honest. How do you actually reduce a number of particles thrown out into the out of the chimney? Yes, cerobong asap chimney into outside of the house. The funding only for 10 months, and then how they actually initiative that is from the level of the local government. So my city is called Leicester City. The government or Kota Madya actually have a policy. Anybody that actually have a stove, it must have a very, very low particles thrown out into the environment, or you will find a fine or a denda. Now, my research is actually creating on how you reduce that. So based on that alone, is actually how much drive the government want to implement the promise that they done during the net zero initiative with the United Nations. Yes, in the UK, we cannot actually buy a car with using petrol or diesel. If the government policy already stated, look, we have to achieve this, what will you do? So starting with the local government first. If local government enforce on that kind of thing, the people will accept that, and then they will work with the university. That will actually provide a better level of the knowledge, and then the policy is supported by the technology available from the local university as well. That will actually better inform on the community. And also the community in the UK, like the NGO, for example, the one that I work with, they also actually supporting and encouraging every single day of people to remind, look, we need to actually reduce the number of electricity used, for example. Yes. And that what actually they do. In Indonesia is very difficult to do that because we have a number level of social level as well. With this, they have a different needs. In the UK, they are almost the same, and they will willing to do that because they got the support from the government. So the answer to the questions of the moderator is depending on what is the commitment the main government and also the local government to actually going to implement the promise, the one that they make in the UN. In the UK, we have to achieve net zero carbon within 2035, and we already done so. So, for example, we closed one of the biggest steel company, which is owned by Tata, because they use a lot of coal. They just closed it down last week completely. How many people get redundant? Well, it's a lot. It's about 3,000 people off. And also there is one last one of the power plant using the coal has been closed as well. That is completely, they actually done that. And that is the willingness of the local government, the company, and the community support. Yes. So Indonesia is up to the government. I don't see any movement yet not that fast. But that is my answer to the questions. So it's up to the government willingness.
Right. Thank you for the preferences. We've already heard the preferences answer. Right?
Any
Okay.
more?
Yes. Do you want to add some insights about the policies development, Dr. Hermanto?
No. I just wonder, is there any more questions?
Oh, no. Yes. Is there any additional questions related to the topics of the green resource management from the preference Thailand and also the shifting energy in the United Kingdom? Right. I guess.
If I may ask, if I may add,
Yes.
you know, the green technologies actually, Indonesia actually have a bigger opportunity to actually shape up the innovation way. Yes. Why why I say this? Because most of the green technology innovation is actually can come from from Indonesia. We have a lot of problem that we need to solve with this doesn't exist in the UK. If people from the UN, the lecturer from the UN can actually come up with an idea, for example, on how to reduce an example, a plastic. So plastic is the most weird and difficult to actually reduce, for example. Just take an example. If you have plastic, yes, what are you going to do? You're going to make it you're going to sell it to somebody, or you just throw it out into the rubbish, for example, or you just put it into wherever you want to after you drink. Yes. In the UK, we don't. We actually recycle back into other thing. Literally. Now, in the technology that you can do, just an example, only an example. Don't take it literally, by the way. How many people actually are disabled in Indonesia, doesn't have any leg, for example, or arm? Yes? An example only. Now, there is a lot of plastic bottles. An example. Why don't you actually going to recycle that and make it as a robot plastic arm? And that is recycled will become a very useful for people, and it's cheaper way. That is actually recyclable. So you got actually life of cycles, yes, what we call circular economy or circular. That is one example, but my research is on that. And the other one is with one of my students from Thailand. We actually using a solar panel on how to actually improve the technology, and he's graduate hopefully by December. And like I said, I'm working for how do you actually make what we call vegetable waste that you find a lot of in the market, sampah buah-buahan, sayur-sayuran di pasar. That will become my research now to make it a biosolid, and that is actually the idea is from Indonesia, but the technology from the UK. If Indonesia can make the technology, that will be even better. So we'll become the the pivot of the green technology initiative. Anyway, that is what I say to you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Hermanto, for these insightful answers. I believe that will be very interesting discussions. And if you still have any questions, I suggest to contact Dr. Hermanto and also Dr. Supot Rattanapun. If you have any similar research topic or concern about the several sectors in a green technology or a green community human resource management and related to well-being workers, please connect to our keynote speakers today. So I will give that is will be the end of the seminar. It is evident that the green community plays a vital role in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. And the presentations from the first round is already very insightful also, that we hear about how education curriculum having a role into the sustainable development educations, and then we're also learning about the green economy and how the Malaysians case study can empower local and indigenous community. Then with in the second round online session, joining virtually Dr. Hermanto and also Dr. Supot Rattanapun, that's also giving some insightful presentations such as how we can stimulate the green technology by the soft shifting transitions that is will be involve a policy and stakeholder commitment, and also about how human resource management using environmental care perspective that is involving workplace pro environment can be contribute into the sustainable development goals. So please give appreciation for Dr. Hermanto and also Dr. Supot Rattanapun for these sessions. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all our speakers today for their insightful presentations, the contributions, and also the participations. Thank you so much for your active engagement today. We are sorry if there is a technical disturbance or a burden during these sessions. I believe by working together, we can build a more sustainable future for generations to come. So I am Mutia. I would like to end up this session. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, sekali lagi kita beri aplaus yang meriah untuk para narasumber dan moderator kita pada siang hari ini. Dan selanjutnya di akhir sesi materi ini akan ada penyerahan cindera mata berupa karikatur kepada para narasumber dan akan disampaikan oleh Ketua Pelaksana.
Alright, so the next agenda, ladies and gentlemen, is handing over of caricatures to the speakers by the Chairman of HAPEMAS 2024, Dr. Otto Fajarianto, M.Hum, if you please.
Baik, kami mengundang untuk para narasumber dapat menempati tempat yang telah disediakan. Baik, kami persilakan untuk kembali ke tempat.
Please be seated.
Dan ada beberapa pengumuman yang perlu kami sampaikan di akhir sesi materi ini. Di antaranya adalah bagi partisipan HAPEMAS, silakan mengisi link untuk sertifikat yang ada di layar juga akan kita tampilkan di bit.um.si.id/partisipan HAPEMAS 2024. Dan juga untuk presenter online, link akan dibagikan setelah sesi paralel selesai. Dan untuk presenter yang offline, sertifikat juga akan dibagikan sama setelah sesi paralel selesai. Dan juga di depan ruangan ini juga ada Bank Mandiri yang juga open table di sana bagi yang ingin menanyakan terkait pembuka tabungan dan segala informasi tentang Bank Mandiri juga akan dilayani di sana. Setelah acara ini selesai, para presenter dapat menuju meja presensi atau meja panitia di dekat pintu masuk untuk mengambil konsumsi makan siang. Karena setelah ini kita akan isoma dan akan dimulai lagi parallel session pukul 13:10. Baik, Bapak Ibu, Hadirin yang sudah hadir mengikuti acara hingga siang hari ini, berikut tadi adalah seluruh materi seminar internasional hasil pengabdian ke masyarakat ke-6 tahun 2024 yang sudah kita ikuti bersama. Dan sekali lagi kami mengucapkan terima kasih dan penghargaan yang tinggi atas perhatian dan kesediaan segenap peserta mengikuti acara hingga selesai siang ini. Mohon maaf apabila terdapat hal-hal yang kurang berkenan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the entire series of events has ended. Once again, we express our thanks and high appreciation for the attention and willingness of all the invited guests until this event was finished. We beg your pardon if there are things that are unpleasant.
Dan akhir kata, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.